Frank Howard, baseball player, played in the 1960s and 70s. Have you heard of him? He was a big guy, 6'7", 255 pounds, and he was all slugger. When he got a hold of a home run, look out. I remember watching him on TV. Ken Arzon here, Vista, California. I'm looking at Tuesday, November the 11th, 2025. Interesting career. Played in the 1960s and 70s. Frank Howard. You ever seen him? Go to YouTube, put in his name, watch some of his home runs. Woo. He had 382 in 16 years. You would think a guy like that could hit 500 easy. But his career was perplexing. He had about a 4-year stretch where he was really good, but then he fell short. Some seasons he just did not play. He played half the year. He played 1,895 games and got 1,774 hits. So that's less than a hit per game. 273 career batting average. He's not going for the batting average. He's going for the home runs, the slugging. 382. Where did he fall short? Not enough games. And he struck out too much. 1,460 times in 1,895 at bats, or 1,895 games. 6,488 at bats. He walked a lot. 782 times. He had a couple seasons where he had over 100 walks. One season, 100 runs scored. That was 1969. And that was his best year. He was 32 years old. Had 175 hits, hit 48 home runs, 111 RBIs, 296 batting average, 102 walks, and he had 340 total bases. So that year was the most total bases he had in 1 year, 340. There was a stretch for Frank Howard. It was really good. 1967, he hit 36 homers. Then 1968, 4 homers. 1969, 48. And then 1970, 44. He had 4 seasons, 100 runs batted in. He had a high of 126 in 1970. Also had 132 walks. Pitchers were starting to be afraid of him because he can hit the ball out of the ballpark. And he was an RBI producer. He had 1,119 career RBIs. But the problem with Frank Howard was it was just a 3 to 4 year stretch. It wasn't over a long period of time like Henry Aaron. And you know what? You have to admire Babe Ruth. Really. When he had his power numbers, he maintained it season after season after season. In about a 14 to 15 year period, Babe Ruth hit 714 homers. Frank Howard, 16 years, only 382. So Babe was a better slugger. Also, Babe's batting average, 342 career. Frank Howard, 273. See the difference? You could be 6'7", but it doesn't mean that you can be a good hitter. I would say Frank was a slugger, but not a good hitter. So he had a couple seasons, 300 total bases, ended up with 3,235. Hall of Fame? No. He just didn't have a long enough stretch of good seasons. Even though he played 16 years, only 3 or 4 of them were good. The rest, average. His home run totals, listen, he had 23 1960. Then he went 15, 31, 28, 24, 21, 18. See, not stellar numbers. But then he took off 1967, like I said, 36, 44, 48, 44. 1971, he fell off 26. And then his last 2 years, he hit 1 homer. Just wasn't in the lineup. He had the potential of being a 500 homer guy, really, Frank Howard. But he fell short. It's too bad. All right, we're done with him. Who's next? Here's another power guy, a home run guy, that had potential, but he fell short. His name, Dave Kingman. I'm going to look at him next. I'm out.